All right, everyone, welcome. My name is Stacy, and this is my YouTube channel. It might be streaming on Facebook, but if you're watching this on Facebook, make sure you at some point head over to YouTube, check out all the content that I've been filming myself, as well as introducing, as we have our wonderful guest today, masters in the industry who are doing great things that I trust to provide you information. Nico Gonzalez is our master and business owner and educator that we have today. So some of the things we are going to focus on, as you may have seen in the title of this video, are approaching the new year as a master instructor or trainer and a business owner. So that is a perfect example would be Nico, and I'm so grateful for his time. So we're going to be super respectful of his time because he's teaching right after this, and I appreciate him so much. So I'm going to run through his bio, but before I do that, make sure you like and subscribe to this video and future content in case this is something you enjoy or need as a business owner or a fitness manager. So Nico is a powerhouse. I wanted that Pilates pun intended. He's the owner of Fitness Physiques in I almost said Oahu, Oahu, Hawaii.
Yeah.
Ohio, which is still wonderful and beautiful. He's a well-known master trainer who evolves and innovates for balanced body, Pilates, and beyond. And they're one of my favorite education providers. We've talked about that in past videos. And I've met him at conferences, we've worked together, and I actually cannot wait for him to even come to our club and educate our team. But he's really inspired me, especially during this time, and I think he has a lot to share when it comes to the future of being a business owner and then potentially adding master instructing to your repertoire and what that means for 2021 and beyond. So I have 3 quick questions for Nico. My first question is, what are some ways of being a master instructor and educator that contribute to the success of your business?
Great question. Great question. First of all, thank you for having me. I completely appreciate it. It's always great to talk to somebody else in the industry during this time. And it's always great to, lift each other up. So I appreciate you having me, and hopefully people who follow me as well will in turn then watch all the amazing content that you have on your station. So the question is, how has being a master trainer helped me at my studio? Yes. First and foremost, it's actually helped me build a studio. If you asked me the first year I started working with Balanced Body and traveling the world and doing these teacher training courses on weekends for people who hope to be a Pilates instructor, and you said, Nico, when are you going to open up your studio? I would say, P. Shaw, I don't want to do that. No way. That's a lot of work that I don't want to do. I just want to educate. Yeah. And then, of course, 6-7 years later, I go ahead and leave the facility I'm teaching at. I was, like yourself, running a huge 150,000 square foot facility, not only Pilates, but group fitness, personal training, aquatics, all those great things, anything that people move in, I was doing. And yes, I was a master trainer. It was one of those, okay, yeah, I'll do that. That sounds really good. That sounds fun. Let me do that. And that's kind of been my actual fitness and wellness journey. And I told you, we spoke offline that, I have a business degree. That's, I'm an accountant. That's what I went to school for. And although I was in school for that in a business, since high school, have been teaching group fitness. And then along the way, I kind of been a personal trainer. And then somewhere around 2001, someone said, you should go try this Pilates thing and get trained. I'm like, okay, let's do that. So here I am, 6, 7 years later in a studio, own it myself, and continue to be a master trainer. So long story short, that master trainer turned the corner for me in my development. Not only did it expose me to eager trainers who wanted to learn the method, but also I got to travel to their studios and go, oh, I love what she's doing there. Oh, I like how she's charging monthly for that. So that opened the door for me to go to all these amazing countries and cities and learn the do's and don'ts of what to do for a studio. And over time, I got to actually create my own place in the industry. And you know as well as I do, Pilates is very different, yeah? And not to say that there's a good and a bad, I'm just saying we're all different. And then it took time for me to find that groove. Where was it? So the master trainer just kind of gave me a VIP pass. You know what I mean? It gave me like I can come in here, and then they'll go, oh, you're a master trainer. Okay. So I actually got to carve out what I really wanted to say and how I wanted to deliver the method. So it helped me abundantly. It helped me, one, to grow myself because I got to go to conferences. Not only do I have to teach, but I got to sneak into other people. And I was like, wow, I got to see a Pilates elder. Wow, I got to see these contemporary and classical, and this is really amazing. So it actually opened a lot of doors for me, and I'm ever so grateful for that opportunity. And I just hope I can just give back because it's given me so much.
Exactly. And so it sounds like, I mean, just as you're so right. First, we have to address the fact that, like you said, there's no real clear path in the fitness industry, and most managers, most group fitness managers, most studios, that's their path, right? Personal training, or they started teaching. Then someone said, hey, you could probably run the schedule. So how about you do this? And then before you know it, so there's this, every path is different, but like you said, that master instructor opportunity has added that collaboration, the networking, exposure.
Yes.
Love it.
The funniest story is, so I work for a big international company. I worked for GE right out of college. And literally 2 years after, I was done. And so Monday morning, I walked in to my group fitness manager's group fitness class Monday morning. Because, I have a job. And I'm like, so I'm going to go take class. And Becky Luce, love you. She's out there. She's amazing. One of my true mentors out there in group fitness. And she looked at me from the stage and she went, are you playing hooky from work? What are you doing here? I was like, I'll tell you later. So we went back to her office afterwards and I told her, and she went, do you want to be the regional group fitness person to the gym? And I went, yeah.
That is awesome. I love hearing that story. I had no idea.
And then literally in 2001, I'm the regional group fitness person of 6 gyms, like training group and personal training. And then Becky Lewis calls me and she says, we're having this training in Chicago. There's this big person coming out and she's teaching on an Allegro. I was like, what's an Allegro? And she says, oh, it's this new version of a reformer. I went, what's a reformer?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And then she says, Pilates. I said, oh, Pilates mat. Wow. She says, not mat. She says, we're going to send you and you're going to go take all these trainings. I said, okay. Wow. Lo and behold, who's training that gym's regional people? Elizabeth Larkham. I went, and I didn't know at the time. At the time, I was like,
cool.
Sure.
That's hilarious. That's the best
and then
story.
Years later, so it's under my belt. I'm teaching all those things and getting, newbie on the block of Pilates, teaching, learning, fail. And later I find out you got trained by Elizabeth. I'm like, oh yeah, that lady. She was really cool. Yeah. And they're like, Big E? I said, who's Big E? And they're like, Elizabeth, the mecca of all things Pilates. I said,
gosh.
Wow. So funny. Just like you said, you take a road, you never know. So I always tell new people this, keep doors open. Even if it's something you don't think you're going to do down the road, take the training.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Why not? Yeah. I love it. Oh my gosh. That actually veers right into our next question. How perfect is that? Because that, like you said, keeping doors open, I feel like that has to be our mentality in 2021. Like, not a time to lay down and close doors and think, if we wait this out and I just hide in the closet for a while, like, you cannot think about that.
Although I did that for 3 days. This will go away.
That can, yeah, you can have a few days. We'll give you maybe 5 max.
I had 3 or 4, yeah.
Oh, yeah, everyone's had that. Totally true. But second is just, what are your secrets and strategies, and really what you're thinking about as far as your in-person offerings when it comes to, maybe it's just what your studio's been doing, or maybe the offerings that you offer for education too, when it comes to hybridizing virtual and in person.
Sure. So, been grateful to still work for Balanced Body as a master trainer for them and doing teacher trainings. And they quickly also, ready for the term, they also pivoted. And I know, overused. So they also pivoted and said, hey, if you want to do some of these trainings virtually, sure. So the moment I saw that, I was like, I don't know. At first, I'm honest. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. It's already hard in person to connect with people. And I really struggled. I was on the struggle bus. But then they said, well, so actually people in town who didn't want to come in the studio when we reopened, because in Southwest Ohio, we reopened in the middle of May with guidelines and restrictions. So, of course, I got those trainings back on the calendar right away, because that's a revenue stream, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a studio owner and, trying to make things meet now. Somebody requested, I said, this is actually the short and the long. They came for a couple of the in person, and then they got really nervous and they had one more training. And then she said, can I please take this from home? And she actually happened to have a machine and she had all the equipment. And I said, absolutely. And then when I did just her and everybody else in person, I immediately said, this works. It's not that bad. And then it opened the door, because now I post every training as hybrid. And not this weekend, in 2 weekends, I'm getting someone from California. A couple weekends ago, I had Hawaii, someone from Saudi Arabia. It works. So now instead of me getting on a plane, staying at a hotel, losing clients at my studio, I get up in the morning, set this up, teach my people in front and my hybrid. It actually works, and it works really well. Now you also, first of all, you know this, but for everyone else who thinks, okay, I'm going to try it, you must be able to engage, because they don't want to see this. Are you there?
Yes.
How are you doing? They don't want to see any of that. So I practice. And luckily, I had that one person to practice with just one. So I kept on checking in. And then I realized a lot of do's and don'ts. Lots of do's and don'ts. I have to give them time. Give them eyes. Ask questions, intentionally keep them active routinely throughout. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it does help that I was the captain of the speech and debate team in high school and college.
You have all this great, now I'm like, man, I should have got my business degree before this. Man, I should have done speech and debate public speaking. That's so good.
And listen, I was the worst. Sophomore, junior year in high school, the worst. They're like, get up there. I'm like, no. Now, somewhere junior year and senior year, it all kind of, fixed up. But I just needed someone to push me. And you know what? COVID pushed me.
So true. I know, as hard as this has all been, I get it. You're so right. Yeah. Because like you said, and it was kind of nice probably to see that she was bought in and you weren't just teaching to no one who was really not going to pay attention.
Right.
And so it added to that, okay, because I'll admit I've done the same thing. And we've realized, because we live in the Seattle, Washington area, holy cow, taught to a woman in Arizona who's a member of our club, who just is a snowbird, and before she could have never done that before, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's Yeah, and I've been surprised by people who, like you said, Saudi Arabia, like random places who I'm like, you want to be up at 11 at night
Whatever
doing
time
this?
it is, good luck.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so
they,
it's helped. It really helped, and hybrid is it's still evolving. Yes, I
yeah,
have these ideas of it would be great if Zoom can allow me two cameras. You know,
yeah.
I just did something this past weekend. And I went, I keep moving my equipment. I wish the camera would move instead of me. Or so things to
Hmm.
think about. Got to get my IT people. Oh, that's me.
Yeah,
I
I was
got
gonna
my
say.
assistant. That's me. Kind of just to figure it out and troubleshoot that for next time.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's so true. And it really is evolving. There's new, like, I think it's like you said, keeping doors open, paying attention,
Attention.
going to the webinars that they're hosting, like what are the different brands coming out and different platforms. There's going to be
Yeah,
tons.
and I've gone through some failures. Some I wouldn't say failures, but I would say like not as good as I hoped. I said, I'm going to start an on demand subscription workout, and I did. I did that right away, and I filmed 70 plus workouts professionally with cameras and lights, and then we edited them, and I have a website. Vital Online
Mhm.
Wellness. People can go and subscribe for 30 some bucks a month, and they can access all those 70 workouts. And we keep adding 2 to 5 workouts a week. In the beginning, I was like, oh, this is great. But then the roller coaster of things were open, things were closed. Oh,
Yes.
I'm on it, but I'm really an in-person type of guy, Nico. So I'm gonna cancel. Okay, understood.
Hmm.
It's not built in a day. So I tried that. And then I'm like,
Hmm.
well, let's see. Maybe I'll do on-demand download workshops.
Hmm.
That did okay. That did okay.
Hmm.
And because I resisted going live. And
Yeah.
our friend Erica Quest, she's like, Bud, SoCal, come on, Bud. She goes, get on it. She goes, do it with me. So I did a collab with her, and it went
Hmm.
really well. And she goes, get on it. She goes,
Hmm.
she said, quote, you've got information people want, and they want you
Yes.
live. And I will agree with her that the live experience is much more rewarding because I did all
Hmm.
those, and I do have some pre-recorded things, and they're great. But the live experience was just, it was just
Yeah.
heartwarming, and you got to interact, and there was a chat and a Q&A. So I
Hmm.
feel it's still evolving. That may be great, but there might be something better,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
just kind of looking forward. I think that the growth of this online platform that we're building, I
Hmm.
think we're going to not only have better connections with people, but then we'll see them live someday,
Yes.
right? We'll say,
Hmm.
Stacy's at the da-da-da conference, go see her. And then
Yeah.
those companies are going to say, look at how many followers or just how many interactions, really,
Hmm.
right? I'm going to say this. It's really not about how many followers. It's about your interactions.
Yeah.
And that's where the logarithm's going for everything. Like, who cares if she
Hmm.
has 200 followers? She has 99% of those followers interacting. Hey, if a
Yeah.
conference can get 10% of her followers to register, hello, we're going to book Stacy.
Hmm.
So, I mean, my business mind is always kind of thinking, where is this going? Because we are
Yes.
going to go back to live, but what's
Hmm.
that going to look like?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's so,
It's
so
crazy.
true. It's all layers. Like you said, you have the on demand, it's kind of there. It's going to be a tool and you're going to continue to add to it. And then there's the live virtual. And then there's hybrid while maybe you're in a live class. You have, like you've experienced with your trainings,
Yeah.
having virtual people. So yeah, it's just kind of, like you said, making sense of it all, keeping doors open, and just being willing to try.
Right. And then I've got more things on the when now they're on the front burner because they're about to launch. So
Yeah.
I'm like more things. I'm like, I'm gonna get out of my comfort zone and try these other things on
Yeah.
the virtual platform, and let's see. As long as I'm enjoying doing it and I feel like
Hmm.
it's worth giving, why not?
I love
I
it.
by no means do I ever regret doing the on-demand subscription stuff because I'm going to use that content.
Yep.
You know, And
yeah.
for that, even that little time, for those 8 weeks that people were really shut down across the country, not just, in certain states, people were subscribing, people were working out, and I was getting feedback about, hey, like this, or can we do more of that? Yeah, because what else can we do? So, I mean, we're in it to provide a service, right? So we just have to find what service that is that continues to give us passion, that people give us the loop back to say, thank you. It worked for me, right?
So true.
It just
so
takes time.
true.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, you're so right. It takes time. And those are all the questions I have for you today, Nico. I so appreciate your time. I loved your stories. I even have some comments coming through that are saying that story was so funny and such a great, just hearing your stories, people are loving. Love your personality, love you and all that you do for your own studio and Balanced Body. And all of you guys who are watching now or in the future, make sure you, again, check out more of my videos. Look up Nico. I'll put all of his handles in the comments so that you can find him and connect with him and take some of his master workshops I know he's been doing for Balanced Body and his master classes, and maybe even sign up. Maybe you could be trained as a Pilates instructor with Nico. That'd be super special wherever you are. Virtually, exactly.
I expect anyone from out of the country to eventually give me an invite to dinner in the country.
Yes. You have to hang on to those contacts when you can travel.
I'm coming to visit.
So smart. That's so smart. I love it. But I cannot thank you enough again. I hope you guys took from this chat just to really, as Nico's been saying, stay brave, stay curious, and how important being a master instructor has helped him in establishing his.
If you needed a push, we all got it in the world.
Yes.
We got it. This was your push. Did you feel it? Did you move forward? Yes. Did you fall? It's okay. You still have time. Get up.
Yeah. Get up and now move forward.
Now move forward. Do something. It's really it. I mean, that's really the big thing. I see a lot of people. They're like you see them on the floor. I'm like, get up.
Get up. We'll help you up.
If you needed the sign, here it is. Get up. You guys can do it.
You could do it. Thank you again, Nico. We need that. We all got this. We're in this together. Thanks, Nico. Have a great rest of your day and have a great class.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.